Hi there, welcome to my tutorial on solving inequalities. We're going to do three examples here. First two are very straightforward, example 3 slightly different, so listen carefully to that one. Okay, example 1 then. Basically, when you've got an inequality, we solve this exactly as we would a normal equation. So with this one, we're looking at the inequality sign representing where the middle of the equation is, and we've got the left-hand side and the right-hand side. So what we're going to do is we're going to try and leave ourselves with x is greater than a number. We need to start off by getting rid of this 8. So just like an equation, we take away 8 from both sides. That leaves us with 3x is greater than 12 take 8 is 4. And then to get rid of this 3, so we're left with x is greater than, we're going to divide by 3, because 3 divided by 3 leaves me with 1x. But whatever I do to one side, just like an equation, I need to do the same to the other side. So I'm left with 1x, we don't need to write the 1, is greater than 4 over 3, or you could write that as 1 1/3 as a mixed number. Second one, this time the only difference is we've got unknowns on both sides. So we start off just like we would on a normal equation. To get rid of that negative 3, we're going to add 3 to both sides of this inequality. Write it out again, so you're left with just 9x on this side. Negative 3 add 3 takes us to 0, so we've got nothing there. And that is less than or equal to, and then on this side we've got 4x plus 15. 12 add 3 is 15. Now we need to deal with these x's on both sides. We only want them on one side. We want them on this side. So I'm going to take the 4x away. Whatever I do to one side, just like an equation, I do to the other side. So I'm now left with 5x is less than or equal to 15. And to finish this one off, to get rid of that 5 there, if I divide both sides by 5, I'm left with x is less than or equal to 15 divided by 5 gives me 3. Okay, with example 3 then, we're going to start off with the numbers. We've got x's on both sides, so we're going to look at these numbers on their own. We've got the negative 3 and the 12. I'm going to get rid of that negative 3 by adding 3 to both sides. So if I add 3 to the left-hand side, I must also add 3 to the right-hand side. That's going to leave me with, just change that, it doesn't look like a 3, that's better. So that's going to now leave me with negative 9x. Negative 3 add 3 takes me to 0. Now that is less than or equal to 4x, and then 12 add 3 plus 15. Now what I want to do is I want to get the x's on this side. So I'm going to need to take this 4x away. Whatever I do to one side, I need to do to the other side. I've got minus 9x, and I'm taking away another 4x. That leaves me with minus 13x is less than or equal to 15. Now what I'm going to need to do to get rid of that is I'm going to need to divide this by negative 13 on both sides. However, with an inequality, whenever you're dividing by a negative number, you must flip the sign. So minus 13 divided by minus 13 gives me a positive x, 1x. But because we're dividing by a negative, I have to flip the sign to give me, well, that I can leave as minus 15 over 13. Or I can write it as, obviously the 13 goes into the 15, so I could write it as minus 1 and 2/13. But remember to flip the sign.